And welcome, race fans. We're back again here with the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. And tonight we'll be tackling on Bristol, very iconic track here, and it's very short. Only half a mile. As most of you know, I'm not a big fan of short tracks, but I can say I have my very first iRacing win here in an ARCA car. So has a small place in my heart. The banking is extremely high. The It's extremely fast, and the wrecks here can be as big, if not bigger, than at Daytona. So definitely going to be looking forward to see if these drivers can handle the car here tonight for those 100 laps. The qualifying is still in progress as normal, as they have an extended time here, but it does look like that's all ending here. So, but before we get to the rundown of the starting order of your favorite drivers, want to welcome all the race fans out there. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications, and you'll know when CRN is active with some of your favorite racing. So I appreciate that. But before we go any farther, I got to bring in my co-host here tonight, as Carl Handwork is out doing family stuff, went on vacation here before the kids go back to school. So we'll see Carl next week. But this week I brought in one of my friends and co-hosts, John Nobinger. Welcome, John.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. It should be an interesting one here tonight at Bristol. I know it's got a nickname that I'm forgetting right now, but Thunderdome is generally a good way to call the races that happen here.
Yeah, there's a lot of racing that happens here at this track, and like I said, it's extremely fast. And I turned a couple laps here tonight just to kind of see how it was, and I was getting a lot of tight going into the corners and loose coming out, so it's going to be a lot of throttle management and braking and getting that stuff done. But before we get started, we got to go run down the qualifying order here. Is Dylan Jacobs, net number 5, is going to start on the pole here tonight with Joshua Smith on the outside. Josh Duncan, Cody Brewer, row number 2, Will O'Connor, and Tiffany Ellis up there in row number 3. Dylan Large and Austin Smith in row number 4, Matthew Hake and Kyle Emerson pick up your row number 5, Austin Wells, Thomas O'Connor, and number 6, TJ Hanley out there tonight in P number 13, with 14th being Ryan Sizemore, and then Justin Potts in 15th with Jay Monin. Dylan Emerson and Michael Garcia make up row number 9. Rest of the field rounding out is going to be in number 10 with Cody Handler here, and Kelly Akron back there in number 10. Row number 11 is going to be Chris Ledford, Bruce Spencer, Brian Roy, and Kent Weiss. So 24 car field here tonight at Bristol. Looking forward to it. Go ahead and get this stuff off the track here. Get this race info up here, track information, but we're getting ready to go to green.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good with the lighting upgrades iRacing has made.
Yeah, underway here for tonight's race for 100 laps. Dylan Jacobs gets out to the front. You can pass on this track, but the big thing I think some drivers forget about here early is tires. Tires will be eaten up here probably quicker than your fuel, and it's definitely something you got to pay attention to. If you got to make a caution underneath, or if you got to make a pit stop under green, you're going laps down, not 1 lap down, laps down. Possibly 2 to even 3 laps, depending on the pit stalls are selected. And we got our first yellow of the race. So that's going to involve, looks like Austin Wells. So we'll go ahead and pull that up here and see what happened. And you can see Austin trying to hold it there off the 10, but gets into the 60. But there's some action going on in front of him. Light damage here for the 10, so it doesn't look too bad. We'll go ahead and see what happened to Ryan Sizemore as well. And you can see him spinning up there. TJ Hanley getting into it with the 83. So go up there and see what kind of happened. You see cars are bouncing around. We'll pop up this yellow flag here one more time, get another look. It does look like a little bump there by the 83 and the 26, but nothing happened. But there's stuff going on in front of them that brought this stuff out. And I can see, I want to say, we're on board here with TJ Hanley right now. So put a slow speed here. See what happened. I thought I seen smoke in front of these drivers here, but maybe not. Okay, so we'll go ahead and watch
yeah,
the
83.
Yeah, right up there. Yeah, there's the 83 getting loose. That's where the smoke comes from, but he was by himself. So, nope, the 83 comes down and actually is the one that gets there collected across. The 89 losing it there and getting into his own teammate. So, in the 08 around
And
there
then,
a little bit.
ooh,
So,
pecked him right into the wall.
yeah, a few
I mean,
drivers.
that's ping pong at its finest right there.
Yeah, it's super hard to, get these cars slowed down in the first place. And I think we're going to see, obviously no meatballs on this one here, but already Spencer and Roy not making the track here. So down 2 racers already, and a few drivers taking advantage of the caution and the pit stops. And you got Hake, Wells, O'Connor, Hanley, Emerson, and Handler all down there trying to get repairs. You don't need a perfect car here, but you need one that handles.
Yeah. Wheel damage not acceptable. Front splitter damage, front fenders, rear fenders, you can get away with.
Yeah, a few bumps and bangs here is not too bad, but you have to be able to steer it, that's for sure. And we've got plenty of laps. So, I mean, already seen how fast just 7 laps goes by, even with a caution. So, these drivers are going to be, wanting to get up there, wanting to make a round. It's just, you got to take your time here. We'll hop on board. The lights are off on the pace car right now. Let me set my ticker here. Let me show that. So I can bring down the tower here.
There we go.
But we're going to go ahead and we'll hop on board with Justin Potts and we'll hop in the cockpit and give you that sense of what the driver sees here in the car and how fast they go up in the banking. You can't really see much off to the left, the 8 pillars in the way, but you gotta let that car rotate, get down in there, keep it down to the inside. There's somebody on the outside there for Justin, just kind of trying to get things going. Once that car gets going straight, back in the gas, down the turn, letting off, let that car rotate. And heavy banking here. As I'll switch to the gyro cam, and you can just see how much the car tilts through the corner here for the drivers. So lots of action, but another caution will come out. So, it's going to be definitely an interesting night here, but it's going to be Will O'Connor here on this one here. Let's see what happened. Will is just breaking loose all by himself there across the nose of the number 1 of Kent Bice. That's going to bring out our second caution here tonight. So just looks like a 2-car incident here. See him locking it up, making those tires a bit angry, but that's going to allow some people to catch up. And luckily for Will, no heavy damage on that car. So it's going to be an interesting one here, John. And these races on tracks like this, these iconic tracks, these ones that the drivers, they want to come here. They want to do these. They want to do the major tracks that these the big dogs do. The NASCAR drivers, or back in my day, Winston Cup drivers. To be part of this community. And it takes a lot of talent. You could just see in there when we were riding on board with Justin Potts how limited somebody is, especially like on one monitor. My FOV that I'm able to display to you is actually pretty good compared to maybe somebody's running on a 15-inch laptop screen because they're not at home or something. We've had drivers not here in Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, but in Core, we had a driver that even drove on a controller. So, it can be done, and it's amazing what that guy could do with a controller, because you would never know that he was on a controller. It took a sharp eye to see some of the things that how the controller reacts for that, but he would do very well. He'd lead races, win races, and obviously get caught up in some incidents as well. But here we're not trying to have any more incidents, but we've had 2 so far. We're on lap number 13 of 100, And Dylan Jacobs still your leader over Josh Duncan, Cody Brewer, Austin Smith, and Kyle Emerson as they get ready to take the green flag.
And you know what they say, cautions beget cautions. So hopefully these guys can get a nice, good green flag run in.
Yeah, and these next gen cars, you know, when you lose the rear end on these things, it's not as simple as some of the other oval cars. You know, and obviously this track is fast, you know, and it's really about trying to hold your line and keep it in there, and you know, just gonna jump around and ride on board with a bunch of these drivers here tonight, and just kind of you get that feeling of like how fast the car is, and getting down in the corners, and they're off the corner. You know, they should be off the off the field. Yeah, wow. Off the gas pedal for a majority of the race. You know, they kind of keep it down there, whether they're running the low line here like Kent Weiss, or maybe somebody up on the outside, or maybe just a little too high there.
Just a little.
I think that was Jay Monin, no, 89. So it's Justin Potts. So Justin Potts run the extreme high line. Yeah, the Ross Chastain doesn't work here at Bristol. It's like a handbrake, and you'll lose a ton of time and speed. But I guess if you had you know, damage is off, and you didn't get any black flags from it, you could probably run up there and get some decent times. So I think we did that here, just for poops and giggles there, to try to see who could set the fastest time out there, and I think it was like something like 10 seconds or something, just ride the wall. But you can see, you know, when you mess up a corner, how fast you can fall back. You know, back here, Justin Potts losing 2 spots there to Dylan Emerson and Ryan Sizemore. But again, another caution comes out this time. But the likes of our fearless leader Cody Handler getting involved here on lap number 20. So averaging about 7 laps of green before going out the caution. We'll see what happens on 19, as he does look slow on the track. Gets on that throttle a little bit too soon, sends it sideways, and obviously spinning it around again. And because the pitch of the road is so steep, the car was kind of stuck there a little bit, but he did bring it down off to the apron and waited for his turn to get back out there, not causing any incidents. Love the orange on the new Bass Tracker machine for sure there, Cody. So you know, everybody here at CRN knows how I feel about orange cars. I definitely love any kind of flare on an orange car, or a black car with orange and blue, just orange in general. So it's been a growing theme. Carl's a big Kelly Green guy. He likes Quaker State and the Philly Eagles, but he definitely likes that green color. But here tonight, right now, as that caution is, you know, done and dusted, getting ready to, you know, some drivers coming in, taking advantage of this. TJ Hanley, Austin Wells, Cody Handler, you know, position, not a huge concern yet, but already on lap number 23, so already a quarter of the way through this race, and we already have 3 cautions, you know, and so not much movement through the field unless you are the number 71 of Chris Ledford. Chris Ledford up 13 spots already up into P number 8, so taking big advantage, getting that Dr. Pepper, I believe it's cherry. So let me move our cameras here so we get a copy of our paint schemes. I always got some good paint schemes on these drivers out here, John. Tiffany and TJ, and I believe there's a couple other painters in this here, but this one here is the Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut. I don't think I've had that one yet. I'm going to have to see if that one's out in the stores, but right now, Dylan Jacobs with a new paint job too, with that AxstromStore.com. Looking for the number 5 Hendrix machine, but changing it up on me this week. Josh Duncan out there, and Heat Wave, a little retro stuff. Snap-on machine there by Austin Smith. Cody Brewer rocking the Hims machine. Kyle Emerson back in there. Tate's Bait Shop. Tiffany Ellis rocking the good old Napa 9 auto parts. We already looked at Chris Ledford, Josh Smith, and that we looked at his as well. Matthew Hake in the Harley Davidson machine. Monin in his Monin machine. but it's definitely orange. But back under green here as well. Lap number 25, 100. This race is 1/4 in there, but somebody getting up on the wall there, keeping it up there. Green's going to stay out, and that was the likes of who was that? Got an incident here. Tiffany Ellis getting involved with the heat wave and the 88. As you're right on board with here with Jay Mona. Trying to get out. But this one's going to be a big one. We have Cody Brewer, TJ Hanley, Cody Brewer, TJ Hanley, Cody Handler, Kelly Akron, Mike Garcia, Kent Weiss, Cody Brewer, Justin Potts, Thomas O'Connor, Tiffany Ellis, all involved in this one. So let's go ahead and take a look back here. What happened? Again, and I beg it. Yep, just a 77 breaking loose and swinging around and driving. Oops, I clicked that way too fast. But we'll go back here, even the next car here with TJ Hanley. Just looking by ahead, and you can see up in front of him that 64 getting into the 1. 77 got into the 9 there. Tiffany Ellis, 88 was turned around. So some drivers
19 just kind of there hard.
Yeah, it's Bristol is such a hard track, man. It's like it happens and bam, it's in your face. I mean, it's a half a mile when you exceed the speeds that these drivers get up to here. You know, it's the race typically goes one of two ways: extremely well or filled with reaction drills, if you want to call them that here. So we're gonna have a few drivers here possibly coming in. No meatballs, so that's a good sign. But Dylan Emerson, Jay Mona, and Large, O'Connor, Duncan, Akron, Garcia, Smith, all coming down in the pits here. Dylan Jacobs still hanging out front. Does not want to give that position away at the moment, as he's got the number 1 spot here for Bristol, already on lap number 29, and four cautions in, so averaging about 7 laps or so in between cautions. And so I mean, I guess going in that case, we should go back to green on the start of lap number 31. So let's make it to lap number 38, but that's our average right now. So we're looking to better that here, as we got a nice little chunk of race going. Definitely a sprint size race still remaining, but right now drivers just being challenged by the track and the cold weather, or not cold weather, but the moonlight.
Yeah, you were talking about kind of running the high line and bumping against the wall, what kind of times they were. I was curious. I checked Garage 61. Current record for Bristol is at 10.025 in the Mercedes W12.
Yep.
It is insane.
10 seconds for a half a mile, but pace car is in. The 5 is ready to go. The 33 looking to take the lead. The 5 gets on the loud pedal here, crosses the start finish line. Nice start there by the number 33 on the outside by Austin Smith. Gets around the 5. What a move. Matthew Hake looking down to the inside of the 5. And it does look like that 5 might lose another spot, but Hake off that gas, got on it too hard, saves it. It's going to lose some spots. Drop him back down to P number 6, and it looks like Dylan Jacobs down on the wall. Surviving here tonight is the key. A couple black flags coming out on this one. I see one for Smith and Potts. But we're still green. A lot of drivers hurt, but everybody's moving forward. Austin Smith out front. That number 33 made it just in time. Now starting to try to walk away here. Got his 1 second lead over the number 60 of Kyle Emerson. Matthew Hake able to get that Harley machine up there at P number 3. And then Ryan Seasmore and Dylan Large for your top 5. Chris Ledford back there looking at who's battling. Back there in this battlefield, Dylan Emerson and a few others running kind of solo here, and not solo, but single file. And drivers already going laps down, but caution does come out. I'm not quite sure why. Looks like the number maybe 25. I think that's a good call there, John, as Kelly Akron. Possibly, let's see what happened there with Kelly, and see if he went around as he was slow. Oh, yep, one comes up, tags 25, is going to send 25 and the 10 sideways. So over driven corner by the 1.
Oh, and the 24
Yeah, 24
playing cleanup.
Getting a cleanup on aisle number 25 there for Home Depot. And it's still kind of splitting. You can see the 5 kind of coming down here as well. So definitely getting off the track here at least, but another caution, our 5th caution of the night, and yeah, we're on 37. So it's about 7 laps, between the laps, the pacing laps, and when the cautions come out. But that pace car driver might be your winner here tonight. Already celebrate maybe with some yellow flashing lights.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably got a solid, 15, 20 laps in here?
he's got almost half laps led at least here, and then obviously with the switch of the leaders, it's I think once iRacing got up their sleeve here for that sedan that's running up there over these mighty next gen cars.
Yeah, that would be an interesting thing if they started counting the pace cars laps as laps done. You'd have to see if anybody doesn't beat the pace car. Like it shows a finishing position.
Me and Carl are still on this hope and wish factor for the pace car to become real one day, and somebody, other drivers kind of go up and get up there, drive through the pace car and just be solid and give them a meatball. And even sometimes that pace car gets erratic coming off the banking and down across. I mean, I've seen the pace car do some wild things in my time up here in the booth for sure. But lights are off on the pace car.
Wild West.
Yeah. The lights are off on the pace car. The 33 of Austin Smith is ready to go. Kyle Emerson on the outside trying to get that Tate's bakery machine ready to go. Here, maybe get that jump, and being on that outside, he has the opportunity. We've seen the 33 get it done, can the 60. But we're going to get this thing back to green as they exit turn number 4.
Says they've extended the caution by a lap.
The admin's adding one more caution lap here, throw things off a little bit. Give that pace car one more lap led here. But huge shout out to all the fans that keep coming out each and every week. A little light here tonight, but still are dedicated fans. Always come out to watch Kathy and Barry, and let's see who else is chit-chatting out there. Ice, that's you. That's it at the moment. But if you got a favorite driver out there, looking where he's at and how he's doing, let us know in the chat. We'll get down to see where they're at.
Good jump for Austin there.
Definitely a great start there by the number 33 of Austin Smith, getting out front in the 60, following to not let him go. Matthew Hake, but
88
again,
stopped on track.
Caution comes out this time involving Cody Brewer. So back here, he was a few laps down already, and see what happened. Oh, off the wall.
Oh. I think that must look like a net code wall I hit.
Yeah, stayed off of the 89, took it back to the wall, and everybody else was able to avoid him. So single car spin around here. The extra caution did not help that number 88 in avoiding the wall here on lap number 41. Now on lap 43. So got one black flag out there by Bruce Spencer, so I'll have to serve that. I already got 2 cars out of the field, Brian Roy and Thomas O'Connor in the 18.
Yep. Looking here. So, trying to see how many times. Looks like TJ Hanley is going to get the current award for most number of pits. Yep. Missed one there. Cody Handler into the pit lane 4 times already tonight.
And taking advantage, not only getting this car repaired, but maybe some fuel to get this thing, keep this thing running. And you gotta think some of the drivers have not pit already, and we're almost to that halfway mark. So, you know, how far can they go? When I got in here, I don't know if the half of tank of fuel is 20 gallons or not. I believe it's, I want to say not. I don't think these cars have 40-gallon tanks. But you know, it said about 160 laps. Do they really need to pit tonight? You see how important pit position is for these drivers right now, and it's, you know, it's not the simplest tracks to pass on. That's a given, but it's more of like surviving that throttle application, and you know, being a league that's leaning a little heavier on, you know, beginning skills of iRacing. You know, it's this is I'd say out of a, you know, 1 to 10 factor in difficulty driving, it's probably in the good 6 or 7 because of the high speed tire wear and the throttle management that you need with these NASCARs. But lights are off of the pace car, bunching them up. That 33 looking to rip, roar, and tear here one more time here to begin lap number 46. Does get on that loud pedal, get out front, brings the number 83 Matthew Hake with him down on that inside. So Matthew getting a good run, and maybe even looking down to the inside of the 33, sends it in there. Good run, side by side action up front here, but the 33 edges out the 83 to maintain the lead and gets in front of him, brings it down, slow that momentum down of the 83 just a little bit, and keep that number 33 of Austin Smith out front. But the whole field is a battlefield, and we're trying to catch them here as we can, but you can see people, drivers bumping. Is the 31 of Ryan Sizemore goes for a ride. The 1 getting into him, the 10 getting into him,
chat,
and the 5, and like John said, the motor has left the chat. So definitely some major damage on that number 31. It just happens to be right there at pit lane. Hopefully he can walk that thing down to the pit stall and avoid the towing here, and has a fast repair to get that vehicle repaired here tonight.
Looks like we are changing to single file restarts as well.
Yeah, some leagues like to do that. They always have the ability to, you know, start from single file or double line, and some will go to single file to kind of free up the space. But you know, to kind of be honest, looking at some of the incidents, it really wasn't, you know, drivers getting into it. In the majority of the cautions were not drivers getting into each other. It was drivers getting into their gas pedal a little too heavy and spinning them cars out and trying to catch it. So, but we can split them up here a little bit. You can see how the skittles kind of separate as they go single file, waiting to cross that start-finish line when the opportunity arises. Lights are still on the pace car. I think this time by they will drop off, and then we will officially be halfway here. And as they get going here, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a small break here. Just get maybe snag some little love to hear it in here as they get a couple green flag run or laps in.
Yeah.
And we are back. Here is obviously here today. Reading why is the SDK stuck here tonight? I don't know. Maybe not getting any laps in. I'll go ahead and try to reset it here. I don't know why. I'll leave the tower up so you can see where your favorite driver is at. I'll change it to the gap here so you can see how far back. 13 cars still in the lead lap. It looks like Kelly Akron picking up a meatball on that last one. You see Dylan Jacobs involved here as well, so you can see what kind of happened. But I think the car just kind of, oh no, he was checking up. The 25 was around. You can see the one, and a lot of cars, nowhere to go here at Bristol. So collecting a few cars here tonight. Dylan Jacobs, Kelly Handler, Kent Bice, Kelly Akron, all involved here on this one. And we're in our laps in the 60s. So go ahead and see if I can get this timer to stop doing what it's doing. Let's see. I want to doubt if SDK needs some sort of update.
Is the scroll button selected at the bottom of the ticker thing?
Well, we're gonna hit it.
Hey!
Hey, look at that. John found it. Had to scroll down a little farther. There we go. It's all fixed. But yeah, I agree. Too many yellows here tonight, and obviously 2/3 of this race almost in the books here. We're on lap number 64 of 100, and you know, it's been pure survival and nobody wanting to give up that spot. You can see those drivers that have been up front have been they have stayed out, so they're not wanting to give those positions. I'm wondering if they do have enough fuel to make it the entire way without coming in, and with the cautions as often as they come out, you're in a pretty safe position up front at the time. Austin Smith right now leads the pack over Kyle Emerson, Chris Ledford, Dylan Emerson, and then Josh Duncan for your top 5. Dylan Large, Michael Garcia, TJ Hanley, Will O'Connor, Jay Monin for your top 10. Then in the 11th is Tiffany Ellis, Matthew Hake, and Dylan Jacobs being the last car on the lead lap. So Austin Wells, Kelly Akron, Justin Botts, those drivers back there. I'm sure they wouldn't mind a couple more cautions to get themselves back up on a lead lap, and it's all a possibility. But can you stay out of the mayhem? Even though being single file, still bringing out some cautions here. You know, short track racing at its finest, and some people ask why I don't like short track racing. One, I have a hard time managing tires. Two, cautions. But we're back under green from the caution to start lap number 66. Austin Smith out front again here. You can see TJ Hanley going to the outside back there to take Pete number 5 as we are rolling here tonight. The laps will not wait for anybody. Time is ticking down even with the amount of cautions here. We're only 50 minutes in and over halfway through this race. And if if they were to get a nice little green flag running here right now, this thing would be over before you, blinked or decided you wanted to get up and get yourself a tasty beverage. But right now, doing pretty good at the moment, keeping things rolling. And like I said, the car felt extremely tight going in the corners and loose coming out here tonight. So it is on the drivers to obviously figure out how to manage their vehicle to get around here at quick speed. John, you got anything for the fans out there as this thing is coming down the end with only 30 laps to go?
I'm just sitting there looking at TJ's car. Definitely a little bit of damage on that. But I was looking through during that last caution. The 3 that have yet to pit, I'm not seeing they weren't killing the motor or anything. So they either A, have fuel completely in the bag, or they know there's no way. But as we get closer and closer, We will find out one way or the other.
We're already up to 72 laps complete, so getting to that point where there'll only be 25 laps remaining. Tiffany Ellis starting to work her way up through the field again, still on the lead lap, and trying to get back up there in that top 10. She's been having a really good run this season so far. If I go over to the point standings here for the league, let's see if I can find those real quick for everybody and give you a rundown of where everybody stands. Where's that? Two somewhere. Standings, there we go. So the standings, I have Dylan Jacobs, your leader, with 378 points, and Justin Potts in second with 340, so leading by 38 points. Then you got Ron Millum back there with 333. And then Tiffany Ellis with 322, TJ Hanley with 309. That's your top 5 drivers here for the field. Also, I know you've all heard about the little race that was kind of happening within the race with a bracket. So let's see if I can bring that up and share that with y'all. I'll go ahead and add a source and make it a... I need to make it as a an image. New image. Browse. So just download it. There you go. Go ahead and bring that up here. You can see the chase it bubble that's going on down here. You can see how the bubble's kind of hanging out too, because I forgot to go down there. The chase will be not too long before that's on the horizon here, and you got to be above that cut line. So you can see right here, TJ was so kind to make this up for everybody to kind of see how far back and how far to the good they are. So it does look like Dylan Emerson being 51 points is pretty safe to the end of the season, but still some disparity as the down to the drivers coming down in the rear. Well, at the top here, Cody Brewer being the last one, and back in 13th, not far out of it is Richard Covington Jr. and then Chris Ledford, and then Cody Handler, Will O'Connor, Roy, and Smith are your contenders as well. So looking to see this thing to the end here and see who gets into the chase with only a few more races to go. Let me close that so you can see the race here, and we got ourselves a little bit of a green flag run. To Tiffany Ellis moves up to P number 13. Austin Smith in that first position here, John, and just pulling away, has a massive 2.73 second lead here. Just able to kind of get that 33 flying around here tonight. Dylan Emerson, getting things going as well, sitting in third. TJ Hanley with a nice little comeback after getting involved with a bunch of stuff, trying to run that low line and get up there for a podium finish with only 15 laps to go. It's a little bit of time, but not a great amount of time. And the car, or unless he got it fixed, I did see damage on it earlier.
Oh, and TJ, yeah, it's it looks like a vehicle filmed for Days of Thunder right now.
Looking at the battlefield from overhead, as you can see, a few cars running the high side, some on the low, some in the middle. We're down to 13 laps to go here with Austin Smith as your leader. Got 13 drivers on the lead lap.
Looking like Josh Duncan's trying to make a little headway in on towards TJ right now. So, one of your closest battles there on track currently.
Dylan Jacobs getting in the wall there a little bit, but was able to kind of save it and keep it green here. just losing some time and some momentum. Going to push them back to Pete, number 12. With Tiffany Ellis right back there in 13.
10 laps to go.
10 laps to go remaining here at Bristol. And just like that, like a blink of an eye, John curses us with one more caution here tonight as Bruce Spencer is seeming to get entangled up into something. So we'll take a look back to see what happened to number 43 and come down on the apron. I don't know, on purpose or maybe thinking about pitting, and just starts losing that car. And then you can see the left rear not even touching the ground as he's catty corner over the apron in the banking, and then gets that car back down in the apron, and I believe he goes sideways as cars are passing. So no caution, or a caution flies here for the number 43. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Maybe just trying to collect his car, but just not being able to do so. So another caution flies here with only a few laps remaining. But before you know it, this race will be done and dusted as 100 laps at Bristol at roughly 15 seconds flies by faster than maybe you want it to, or slower than you want to. Tonight, a few cautions kind of getting in the way of the drivers.
Well, with 8 laps to go, I'm guessing Austin and Kyle do not need to pit because, not going to be any time left to. I mean, they pit now, they're going to the very end.
Yeah, there's no time remaining here right now, and so it's like trying to just stay out as long as possible. Don't lose your position. Just drive a clean race from here to the end. And if you're in that top 3, you're probably gonna finish within the top 5 regardless. Unless you take each other out. So it's one thing for these drivers to do, but coming down to the end here, and get to celebrate with the survivor of tonight, looking like Austin Smith possibly in that number 33. But again, just a huge shout out to all the fans out there that continue to come out here and support even a caution-filled race, whether it's hanging out here with myself and John, or myself and Carl, or just to hang out with each other in the chat. Kathy and Barry and Brenda and all the others that chat here to keep things lively in our chat channel. It's definitely it's nice to see, and everybody keeps it PG as well, so I don't have to do much moderating. I just let my bot do it. So for the most part, I don't even see the bot kicking many things out of the paraphrasing. So it does a pretty decent job. But pace car is in for one more time. 6 laps to go. Is this the final one? We're about to find out as 33 gets on that loud pedal. Stands off into turn number 1, being followed by Kyle Emerson in number 60, Dylan Emerson in number 6 and 3rd. Biggest mover of the race goes to Chris Ledford at the moment in 6th, bringing that Dr. Pepper machine up through the field. So where will he finish? Can he get some more here tonight, or even possibly a podium stance? Going good here, Carl. All right, Carl, let's do it again, John. I say Carl so many times, like 5 times a week.
Looking at some of these guys like TJ and Jay that pitted there on that last thing, not making any inroads on the guys ahead. So obviously the tires held out for the night.
Tires holding here. 2 laps to go as the 33 makes his way down the back stretch here, down through turns 3 and 4. Can they hold it on for just a short spill? Gets the white flag. We're going to end it here under green. Good run here. We got some side-by-side action back here with the 83 and the 6 trying to get a position. Does look like Austin Smith will be your winner, but who will finish 4th? Is there side-by-side? It'll be the 83 of Matthew Haig squeaking out over Dylan Emerson for that top 5 spot. So, kind of a rough race, and it went by fast. 100 laps here is like it seems to be nothing. Obviously, it's only just about a half-mile track, so it doesn't take long to burn through these laps at all. So just want to say congratulations for surviving tonight to all the drivers, and we'll get a chance to talk to a few of them out here before we get out of here for the evening. We'll go ahead and empty everything out and bring up your race results for tonight's race. Oops. I don't want the points. So Austin Smith here is your winner over Kyle Emerson, Josh Duncan in third, Matthew Hake in fourth. Dylan Emerson finishes in fifth with Chris Ledford, Dylan Large, Michael Garcia, Dylan Jacobs, and Will O'Connor finish in your top 10. TJ Hanley finishes in 11th, and Tiffany Ellis, if I believe it or not, I think this might be her first race not in the top 10, finishes in 12th. Jay Monin in 13th, and Austin Wells in 14th. Cody Brewer finishes in 15th. Kelly Akron, Justin Potts, Cody Handler rounds out your top 18, but the rest of the field, so there's still a few cars still remaining to go through. 19th, Joshua Smith, Kent Bison 20th, Bruce Spencer in 21st, 22nd being Ryan Sizemore, Thomas O'Connor back in 23rd, and Brian Roy for your 24 car field here with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing at Bristol. So let's get a chance to get down to our people. They should hopefully be waiting down in the booth.
Yeah, a few of them.
Yeah, they are in the waiting room. Yep, so we'll go ahead and grab our third place finisher. Trying to do a couple things at once.
Josh.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and grab it's Duncan, right? Yeah. Third place finisher, Josh Duncan. I'm just yanking you out of the waiting room. So this is Jimmy and John in the booth. You got me.
Yes, sir. What's up, gentlemen?
Hey, not bad. You got to get yourself a pretty decent run here, and just kind of surviving and making your way into a podium spot. So just want to say, one, congratulations. We recognize how chaotic that Bristol can be for a racer for sure. It's a fine line between power and handling on them cars. So give us a little rundown of your race and how it was.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I like the car now. I don't necessarily like the pave. I hate that it's kind of single lane dependent. I miss I would love to have this horsepower on the old pave. I think it'd be fun with like 2 lanes. But my race, lap 26, I hit the one bump in the corner while getting on the throttle and piled up the whole field. So used my only fast repair there and had to go to work. It was fun to finally get a green flag run. The green flag run was a good time. Had fun racing there with some of the guys and just clicking some laps off. Honestly, I thought I was really consistent where like I could have ran pretty similar numbers all night long. So that was a good time. I enjoyed it. Better than last week. Last week was rough.
last week seemed a little bit rougher as the caution laps were just a little bit longer. The caution laps here were fairly quick. They go by quicker than sometimes you'd think. And even though we had a bunch of cautions tonight, probably a few too many. You guys did a pretty fantastic job just kind of surviving and getting out there and at least getting some laps here at Bristol. You did get some short green flag runs. So congratulations, man. We just want to recognize that here on that number 77 and give you some time for any shouts you may have.
Yeah, appreciate my new painter. Racing Outlaws is my buddy Jeff Klein. He's a fantastic photographer. Started to do something new. Did some paint work, so I appreciate him. Appreciate my homies Dylan and Chris racing tonight. We had a good time. Yeah, these guys are always a good time. I love this group. They're like a family. And then as usual, we appreciate you guys because you guys make it fun to watch back.
Well, glad we can provide that service for you all. And again, congratulations on your awesome finish. We'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That's number 77 of Joshua Duncan finishing in third place tonight. And then we're going to talk to the Turtle Lord himself at the number 60, Kyle Emerson. John?
Hello. Kyle, looked like you were one of the ones that just didn't pit there for the longest time. And, I guess being up front kind of helped that car survive a little longer.
Oh, yeah. got involved in a crash earlier and got some front end damage, but car felt fine, felt good. Tires got a little loose there at the end. Smith got a little loose, and I pushed it a little hard, and I was like, I might have a chance, but then I touched the inside wall, and I was like, I'm not going to risk it anymore.
Yeah, the next gen, I know, just coming off of the corners, coming off that banking is not, it's not easy.
No, you just got to be patient, like a turtle.
Well, before we let you go celebrate, anyway, you want to give a shout out to that number 60 machine?
To all those watching who support me, thank you for watching. Finally got a top 3. I think it's been a while since I've been in the top 3.
Well, congratulations, Jimmy. Where are they heading next week? Is it
Richmond?
Next week, I believe, if I scroll down, the schedule will say.
I think it's a Wild Richmond video game night.
Yeah, it's going to be Richmond, so we should see a video game night. So we should see some new paint schemes next week.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
Only 2 more races to go, and then the chase will begin too. So then that points race is really kind of heating up down there. So hopefully you're in that step though. But like John said, congratulations, and we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's number 60, Turtle Lord himself, bringing it home here in Pete number 2. We'll go ahead and grab tonight's winner, getting it done here. The number 33 of Austin Smith. Austin, Jimmy and John up in the booth. Do you copy?
I copy. How's it going, fellas?
Man, you had some serious speed here tonight. Didn't have a chance to really kind of show it full force here for a long period of time with the cautions intermittently here tonight. But you gain yourself 7 spots. You get that 33 snap-on machine out front, and it was just like you're on fire, man. The thing seemed like it was hooked here tonight. You sure drove it a lot better than I ever could have. So I want to say congratulations, recognize that, and give us a little rundown of your race. And how did that number 33 feel out there for you?
I felt pretty good. I was just more or less worried about with all the cautions and people taking tires, people not taking tires. Luckily, we went over. Was it halfway? It started to clean up a little bit, and I didn't see no real reason to pit. I'd rather keep the track position and stay out of the wreck face in the back. So that's what we did.
Yeah, sometimes avoiding the things in the back by just hoping you can make it in the front. Were you guys good to go for fuel from the rip?
No, we were short. I can't remember about how many laps. But I think when we had 70 laps to go in the race, I was plus 2 laps. So yeah, I didn't really see a big reason to go pit and take tires and fuel if I was good on fuel.
Well, a few too many cautions, and you guys were able to stay out there without stopping at all. So, what a task to have. I guess one less thing to worry about, even though those cautions were kind of hindering you, maybe getting some long green flag runs. But the 33 comes on top here tonight, and obviously the main series is about to come to an end. You have just 2 more races to go before the chase begins. You got Richmond and Watkins. How are you feeling about the next 2 races?
Watkins, not so much. Just hoping to finish there, but Richmond, I'm not too bad at, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, we look forward to seeing the 33 up there during next week's race then. But before we let you get out of here, we'll give you a little bit of time for any shout-outs you might have in that number 33.
Yes, sir. I'd like to thank my smoking hot girlfriend, Haley. She's actually coming down tomorrow to celebrate with me, so that'd be cool.
One way to celebrate a win is to have some great arm candy. So again, congratulations on your victory here tonight. Hope to see you next week, and we'll let you go celebrate.
Looking forward. We'll see you guys.
Yes, sir. That's the number 33 of Austin Smith getting it done here tonight. And John, it's obviously for these drivers here over at Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, they run the series and then they have a chase afterwards. So the points are heating up just a little bit for that bubble of the 12th spot, and I'm sure we'll get an update on that soon. We'll share that next week on where your favorite driver might stand. Do they have the opportunity and chance to get in We're about to find out as we got, like we said, we have Richmond and then a Watkins. So road courses are a little, iffy sometimes with some drivers, but it's sometimes when you find the rarest of drivers kind of raised to the top, as that might be their forte. But it was a pretty good race here tonight, seeing all the drivers out here and especially all the fans. And again, I appreciate you for stopping by. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe, thumbs up, whatever it is over there, and support us here at CRN and the drivers. We appreciate you. But I guess until next time, and at Richmond, we'll see you at the track.